Welcome to the Wolfe Report. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe. Do you remember it was about 10 years ago, maybe even 12 years ago, and they were talking about how they were able to manipulate the weather, and what they were actually going to do was they were actually going to make the deserts, into beautiful gardens of Eden that would feed everybody. Remember that line of BS, dysfunctional belief system, that we all just took in? Well, let's watch a video that's 9 years old and just understand something. How does it feel to have mad scientists, from talking about the V to the big C, to now to actually how they can manipulate the weather? Well, what if they wanted to manipulate the weather for themselves and not for humankind? Rafa?
And now we're learning that scientists and researchers are looking at how to change the weather on purpose. That's right. Lasers now could one day manipulate rain and lightning. CBS This Morning contributor Michio Kaku is a physics professor at City College of New York. Professor, lasers really to change the weather?
That's right. We physicists are firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts. This is a game changer.
But this is experimental.
It's experimental. However, by firing trillion-watt lasers, you rip apart the electrons, creating what are called ions, and these ions act like seeds, like dust particles, bringing down rain and even lightning.
This fascinates me in part because, too, I remember reading the stories that China had used this during the Olympics, that the USSR had used this after Chernobyl to create rain clouds. Did those really work then? We have some of these capabilities now?
Inconclusive. Even in the 60s, the CIA used this to bring down monsoons during the Vietnam War, to wash out the Viet Cong. Governments have been playing with this thing.
Alleged to.
Alleged to, right.
Yeah.
Now, we realize that for decades now, these governments have been alleged to have experimented with weather control, but nothing conclusive. This time we're bringing in the laws of physics. You can actually bring down electricity down the beam.
So what does it mean for drought areas that need to have rain for crops and the consequences of famine?
For floods, for agriculture, farmers, and flooding, and even hurricanes, all of them could be subject to weather modification.
Yeah, really. Okay. Did you hear what he just said? Okay. Let's manipulate it all. So there's good guys and bad guys, and then there's guys that want to be bad guys and want to try to control the whole planet. Damn it. Okay. Ever hear of BlackRock? Ever hear of Vanguard? Ever heard of the Bilderbergs? Do you want me to keep going? You ever hear of the WHO? Okay. All right. Why don't you watch this video and then tell me that this hasn't become a weapon of war? And why don't you talk to all the people in Florida, like in St. Petersburg right now, where FEMA has said to all the people that are in disposal, guess what? You're not allowed to dump the garbage at any of the dumps anymore. And they're saying, why not? They're going, because FEMA's going to take care of it, and they'll do it over the next year. The next year? Are you like out of your skull? And the reality is they're telling all the people in disposal to go and take all the bins that they've filled up of all the garbage and go dump it in the driveway of everybody in St. Petersburg. Yeah, really. Thanks, FEMA. You're the American dreamer. Why don't you take a look at this video and tell me that they're not playing laser tag? Rafa?
Helen, that's that hurricane right there. Watch this. Here comes Helen. Watch carefully. This is October 4th, 5th, 6th. Just wait. We're on October 10th. And do you see that says October 11th? And there's another one right there brewing. There's 3 hurricanes.
When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son,